Salam, shalom. Wise Salah speaking. Hopefully everyone's well. Hopefully I have a clear connection, Wi-Fi wise. Now I'm giving you all a chance to get in here. Like I said, I'm gonna be starting in about the 2.5 minute mark, giving everyone a chance to get in here. Now in this video, peace and wisdom, Jesse McCormick. Let me know if I'm clear as well, if you don't mind. Like I was saying, the point of this video is for those of you guys who seek to be righteous and wise. Of course, righteous is when you're right in your ways. Righteous has nothing to do with spiritual, this thing or that thing. A person is righteous when they start to make, the right decision morally. I mean, on a moral, plateau of things. Not so much, this is not a business thing or, let's say, a relationship thing. But we speaking about just the moral character. You're righteous when the moral character is always right. And so I want to take the time out to explain the process of that, becoming righteous and wise. Righteous being what I said it was. It can be whatever it is for you, but in order for you to grasp what I'm about to explain, so you get my point. But before I touch on that, I want to speak on this Charlie Kirk guy who was shot yesterday. It's very important. Well, it's not any more important than anybody else, who was shot or assassinated before, but it's very important in regards to you all becoming self-aware of your actions and how all your complaints are y'all, meaning you have the masses of people. Of course, you have the leaders and the higher ups playing puppet master, but overall y'all are, acting out y'all own problems, are the things that's being complained about. Y'all are creating it by letting yourselves become eliminated. And so Charlie Kirk, I'm sure you have a whole bunch of conspiracy theories, and they sacrificed him to the 13th. I guess I'm not allowed to speak on Charlie Kirk. Now, I'm just playing. I think that plane knocked out my connection, but let's get back to it. Now, something 1037, you said, are you former President Barack Obama in disguise? Salam, shalom, peace and wisdom. Now, like I was saying, Charlie Kirk being killed is important in regards to you all becoming aware of things. Now, Charlie Kirk died because he was a pawn in somebody else's game. The same as a lot of you are, especially the young. He was young, 31 or so. That's like 12 years younger than me. But the point I'm making is this. A lot of y'all are pawns in things that are beyond y'all. And y'all happy to just be a part and get whatever attention you can get out of it. Not understanding how devious whatever you're a part of, truly is. And this is why I tell y'all, watch joining and becoming a part of different gangs and groups. When I say gangs and groups, I'm speaking of, groups that's like gangs where there's an opposition of some sort or an agenda of some sort. There's usually an opposition behind an agenda. And so you get my point? When you join into things like that, these things already have their problems and all kind of other things that you're taking on. And you get my point? These things sacrifice amongst themselves whenever need be. Call it a leverage thing. Smooth vibe. You said please move the camera a little bit to the. Is it not clear or something? Let me know. And so like I was saying, y'all join these different groups and y'all don't know the danger that y'all put yourselves into. And because these things already have their agenda, they already have their opposition. And you get my point? Y'all all become pawns whenever need be. Kind of all in the lineup to be sacrificed. Look at it like a game of chess. The pawns always get sacrificed. That's what they're on the board for. That's what they're in the game for. Maybe once in a blue, a pawn can become a king, but that's rare. And that a lot of people have to become self-aware of what you are in whatever environment you find yourself in. Because the bottom of the barrel are the pawn. Well, you get it? Now, y'all have politics. Y'all all fall into politics. When I first came and I started teaching, I told you all, I'm not a slave in my own mind. So when you're telling me I should vote for this side or that side, I don't get the point of my voting for a ruler, someone to make decision for me if I'm not a slave. It wouldn't matter if that's how the orders are already, but it's all about the mind acknowledging. Once you let the mind acknowledge something, then you are that. Some of y'all have a mind where you say, no, I just vote because. The mind haven't come to terms with either you free or you a slave reaching for someone to lead you. Like I said, you have to get the mind to become aware of what you truly are. You're either a slave looking to be led, or your mind is free of all those kind of orders and things being above you in your own mind. And so a lot of y'all fall into political sides. And this is the end results of that. Meaning y'all fall into political sides. The rulers very rarely get hurt, but y'all do. And that'd make you wonder, what's the point? What do y'all get out of it? And why do y'all continue to carry on with it? Meaning y'all never get who y'all want to be in office. We talking about the people in the whole. It wouldn't matter what side you're on. Overall, the people don't never get who they want in office. More than that, y'all end up hurting one another. Not the powers that be, which is what you truly mad at, but y'all wind up hurting each other. Charlie Kirk is just a civilian and a regular person like the rest of y'all. A slave like the rest of y'all, following a leader. And what happened? He did. But the leader he was following isn't. I'm not saying anybody should be dead, but I'm just making a point. Do you see how that works? Y'all put yourselves into position where y'all can be expendable. There's gonna be another Charlie Kirk. It was a Charlie Kirk before Charlie Kirk in terms of Trump. But do you get my point? Y'all are engaging yourselves into politics, but not as the leaders, as the followers. The people desperate for people to lead them that's not even stable themselves. And then it makes y'all unstable. Y'all gotta pay for the bill of all of this. When I say pay for the bill, meaning y'all the ones getting hurt and gotta be moving about in the society, not the rulers that y'all fighting over and arguing about. And there has to be some self-awareness to kick in at some point. Otherwise, what are y'all doing to yourselves? Y'all making yourselves frustrated, y'all hurting one another, and it's for nothing when you think about it, because it ain't like y'all getting what y'all want. So Trump's still in office, and everything to make you mad is still in play for you to still be mad. And you're doing it to yourself truly by entertaining it. There are some good, well-off people who do not take part in the foolishness. See, you're making it a matter of poor versus rich, and it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with power versus those that have no power and want to follow whoever they think has power. But in regards to rich and poor, you have some of you guys who are poor, and you get my point. You are a part of the problem, and then you have those who are rich, and they are part of the problem too. And it's not a rich or poor thing. You see how y'all so easy to fall in the sides? If it can't be politics, let's make it rich or poor. If it can't be that, let's make it black or white. If it can't be that, well, we can find something. They got y'all on a cycle where even if the evils is removed from y'all, y'all will seek it out again. So you see how you naturally just went into rich and poor. Don't take offense like I'm putting the spotlight on you, but I'm just making a point. Y'all have to become aware of the layers of brainwashing that, have been put on the people. Because y'all being awoken or brought aware of certain things is not enough. If you grasp what I just said in regards to reaching to find a replacement. So you have political sides. But if that's taken away from you, or it's brought to your awareness that that's not right, then maybe I'll change it to rich and poor now. And so you get my point? Jim Q said it's the rich that keeps us fighting amongst each other so we don't go after them. And so you're making my point, meaning first you're lost on politics. It's brought to your awareness, man. When y'all jumping on sides like that, it's causing y'all to clash. You become aware that I'm right there, so then you go to rich and poor, which is another clash. I have not become aware that life is about me enjoying my life, whether I am rich or poor, like y'all did when y'all was kids. Y'all didn't care like I'm not from the rich part. Y'all had fun in y'all poor environment with y'all poor ass friends, and it didn't bother you none. But now it does. And so do you get my point? They putting y'all on the path the way you feel like you have no life and you worthless if you poor, and then y'all going into destructive mode. Y'all going into let's find something to oppose, let me find a side, and overall, as an individual, what I'm saying to you is going completely over your head, meaning you got a whole life to live, whether you poor or rich. And there's joys on both sides. But you lost into the sides. But you're not at the top of it. So it don't serve you. Because whoever ain't at the top of the sides, they just the pawns that make for all that those at the top want things to be. Meaning y'all like the pins and the brick and mortar for those that's at the top to make the reality what they want it to be. We talking about those of y'all that ain't nobody in these sides. You're not a higher up on the side you on. You just a piece of brick and mortar for the higher ups to create whatever they want to create. And this ain't to say that nobody that, has a status in their grouping. When you above statuses, then you above, playing the game. Whoever's in the game can be, sacrificed. There's no safe spot. If you lost in them orders, if you lost in somebody's game, and you ain't the creator of the game, you just something that's going to come to your end at some point because you want to play games, but not be the game creator. And so it's a deep thing. If you're poor, a rich person is your friend and ally. Even if they're not, that should be the mindset. Because that's who has some of your wealth, you can say, in perspective. Now, maybe they don't have your wealth, per se. They worked for their wealth. But the only way you gonna get any wealth is through them, because they already have it. You see how when you poor, you get put on a self-destructive mindset where you don't even know how to go about getting what you want. Meaning if you come from a poor neighborhood or something like that, your ears need to be open. Because your mind got layers of self-destruction in it. And it's not your fault. It's just the psychological games that they play on the people, It's all psychology. The mind is weak, the mind gonna fall, Y'all not living out y'all actions so much, y'all living out y'all mind. Y'all actions is a result of y'all mind. So y'all are living out y'all actions, but behind it all is the mind. And if that mind is thinking for itself on its own, or if that mind is controlled, most of y'all are not aware that you're programmed and controlled, because whatever you're talking about has nothing to do with you and anything you created. It have to do with whatever you're following. It's okay to support things, but do you get my point? If you supporting things that have to do with opposition or sides going against one another, then you just in support of destruction. Not necessarily whatever side you think you on, but you're just on the side of destroying. And so a lot of people have to become aware of that. I'm not saying this for some of y'all too lost into the sides, but this got to just do with you as an individual. Because like I said, those of y'all that fall in the sides, y'all are adding to whatever problems y'all are complaining about. More than that, everybody got kids. And all our kids is growing up watching all of this, and you get my point? It's going to pass down to them. Y'all telling the kids they shouldn't be gang banging and joining gangs and killing each other, and y'all killing each other over politics. Whatever happened to adults stepping in and saying, hold on. The bickering and arguing back and forth on sides is never the way to do anything. Y'all can do it with the children and step in when they arguing and bickering back and forth over stupid stuff, but can't seem to become self-aware when y'all doing it. Again, y'all can step in when the kids are arguing and fighting over stupid things, but y'all don't have the self-awareness to do it for yourselves as adults. And this is truly where the beginnings of, Being righteous and on the path of wisdom starts with becoming self-aware. Not self-aware like I could see myself in the mirror, but self-aware of the moral state. And if you're measuring up to any moral in any of your actions, this side could say they right and the other side could say they wrong. And both sides gonna view it the same, which is they right and the other side is wrong. But they all on the same side, which is the side of chaos, confusion, and never-ending destruction, because y'all never come to any point. And y'all not becoming aware of that, meaning there's going to be another presidency after Trump. So y'all going to do this again? Because y'all already did this with Biden where y'all was crying. And when Obama got in office, some of y'all was crying because y'all didn't want him in. And so what? Y'all going to do this for the rest of y'all existence? Let the system put y'all on a stupid cycle where every presidency, the other side gets to complain and act a fool? Why y'all don't get nothing out of it? Meaning while y'all going along with that cycle that y'all being put on, y'all ain't getting nothing out of it. And it don't matter if you black, white, Puerto Rican, anything. It got to do with, like, you have to become self-aware. You live in a life of manipulation. That's man, and then the ipulation at the end. You a man. Man or female, I mean male or female, you still mankind. And so you live in the world of manipulation. And if the mind ain't strong, when I say strong, if the mind ain't aware of the cycles it's letting itself be put in. When I say cycles, I mean like circles. And a circle is a bind. And you letting yourself be put on a cycle or a circle. You get my point? And you not self-aware. Well, this is how y'all end up like Charlie Kirk and many other people, Nipsey Hussle. Not to just put it on whites. We can go to the black side with Nipsey Hussle and him being a part of a sides, and that sides turning on him at some point, using him as a scapegoat for whatever the agenda or the leverage was. Now, mind you, Nipsey Hussle's high up in his side or gang, and it ain't help him none. Let's say Charlie Kirk, he ain't got nowhere near as much status as Trump, and you get my point? So he got killed in horrible fashion, no different than Nipsey Hussle. And then broke that man's neck right in front of y'all face. Meaning if you watched him get shot in his neck, that's what you seen. That bullet hit his neck. He fell back like that because it broke his neck on impact. I've been shot before. Soon as it hits you, if you got bone in that area, well, do you get it? It's going to break. And so, it's real life y'all living. Y'all better be, aware of y'all actions. Because when you get to the point where people getting, sniper rifles to the throat, that was telling him to shut up. You get shot in your mouth or your throat, you feel me? So that was the message. Shut up. And so we getting to a point where it's time that we all gonna have to shut up. Meaning if you're not saying things like, what I'm saying right now, it's time you shut up and you get my point. Stop adding to what you already know you adding to. Because at this point, ain't none of us stupid. I guess you could just say we're all desperate a little bit. Either for attention, some money, whatever the case may be, and y'all have completely forgot about life. They have turned y'all into slaves in the mind. Some of y'all are well off financially, and you still flip-flopping and hopping around looking for a business or something for you to get into. Meaning even when you good, you still looking for something to occupy your mind on slave time. What happened to living? Like, some of y'all know what I mean. Financially, you okay. And you're not taking that moment to just enjoy not having to slave and work and occupy your mind, but just live and enjoy. You're looking for more work for yourself. Like that, you have to become aware, like, oh, we got slave hangover beyond what we even realize. Because even when we given liberty to be free from all of that, and we are well off and fine, we still shucking and jiving and looking for something else to shuck and jive to do. Think about it. You got a lot of famous rappers as your example. A broke rapper still got more money than your normal average person, meaning they still got more than enough to live a good life. Yet, they still looking for stuff. You get my point? To occupy all their mental space, meaning they still looking for work. Whether it be them starting a new business or whatever, it's still work. Life is not about you finding a bunch of businesses or a bunch of jobs. It's about you finding a life and a purpose, you know? Something you like to do that is purposeful beyond yourself. And so, he said that FedEx ain't it. That's what's wrong with y'all in the daytime. Y'all think y'all life got to do with what y'all do for slavery, but never being embarrassed that you was slave, period. You think if you was a lawyer or a doctor, then you'd sound better saying you a lawyer or doctor than a FedEx worker. But the people beyond that, you just a motherfucking slave. Proud. And I want y'all to get that through y'all head. My channel got to do with you freeing your mind at some point. Y'all getting lost into the dumb, and it's not y'all own dumb. It's somebody else's dumb. And so do you get my point? That's not to shit on anybody with a job. That's just for those of y'all that got a bottom of the barrel job. You ain't no different than somebody with the top of the line job. It's still a slavery. And if you a business owner in this system, you're still a slave, no different. Maybe you ain't a slave, but you're getting extorted and exploited. No different than the worker. You just a worker with your own free time. A worker that can make their own schedule. But it's about us becoming aware that we working our lives away. We not fellowshipping and enjoying the moments. Y'all becoming savages that's so lost in the business and earning that y'all become like dog eat dog, meaning ain't even no friends no more. There's just who can you position yourself next to so you could use them. You follow what I'm saying? Y'all letting yourselves get too lost from morals, and y'all adopting ideology that just basically benefit the cities that y'all in. You know, the Babylons. Peace and wisdom, keeping it 1K daily. Oh, these little bugs are serious out here. They wasn't lying. Hopefully y'all grasping what I'm saying overall. Now, if you new to this channel, of course I'm the wise one. That's what they call me. I always explain deep, scholarship usually. Book stuff, science stuff, things that you may not be aware of on your own. And things like this as well. And the only thing I ask you all that come is just make sure you give back ever so often. My links is in the description. However you give back, daily, weekly, monthly, and whatever you do, just make sure you do. I teach balance. This is the foundations of righteousness and wisdom. Balance is fair. So you can look up whatever balance is as the definition. I suppose it's like an equal distribution of weight, I would suppose. It should say something of that merit. And so that's basically just to say fair overall. When you're talking about balance, you're usually talking about weight. But in regards to mentalism or spiritualism, You're speaking about fair. There is no weight there. There's just pressures there. Dream Lavish said, just came in, heard a bit. What if you got a job? Salam, shalom. Stop getting, comfortable with dumb. Meaning you know the answer to your question already. I'm sure you do. And so you get my point? Don't set up a scenario for yourself to get aggravated, is what I'm saying overall. You have to become aware, like self-aware of how y'all move and how y'all movements is against self. And it's like that for a reason. We speaking on the mental plane. Peace and wisdom, keep it 1K. You said I heard Unc sharing your knowledge about the sperm cell. Well, you should have said something to Unc. Saying something to me is irrelevant. The wisdom is for y'all. Somehow y'all convince yourselves y'all in competition with me, I think. In that y'all lose sight that y'all don't be talking about nothing. I'm not sure like how that even happens. But I'm sure y'all all be speaking on things that I explained. So you get my point? If 607 Unc is speaking on sperm cells, well, what did you speak on that I explained or that you learned here? In your own company. It don't have to be online, but and maybe you become aware of that and say, oh yeah, I'm sitting here complaining about myself in the same instance, not realizing it though. And so it's a deep thing, self-awareness. Most people lack that. They have other people's awareness. Now I'm glad you brought that to my attention, but you get my point? In the future, you see anybody borrowing wisdom, then you just bring it to the awareness of this youth or whoever you said, and you let them know he got that from somebody else. Maybe you should hear it from the source. Whatever you learn in life, at some point you want to get it from the source. Meaning whatever you hear from there, it should be a tracing back to the source. So if I read the Bible, then I say, well, where these books came from before I had it in this format. You get it? Trying to get it back to its original state. And that, what was originally said. Whoever's listening to 607 Unc, well, like you said, he borrowing from here. But is it identical? Or is it an altered state of what was said here? And so you get it? Other than that, I'd have to be mad at y'all all. I'm sure y'all all do that. It goes back to what I said, though. Y'all become what y'all complain about. So y'all mad that everybody dumb or don't get whatever it is that you get, but there's no awareness that you that same thing. Because ain't none of y'all pumping from y'all own mind. Y'all borrowing from the next person. Wouldn't matter how popular you are or unpopular you are. When does the self-awareness turn on to that? Because that's the beginnings of your becoming wise. So most of y'all are standing on somebody else's thoughts. And you put your perspective on top of that. But becoming aware of that. So this is the beginnings of your starting to use your own mind, understand things on your own. And so it's all a process of growth. Meaning a lot of the things y'all do, it's afflictions against the self, truly. But it's like I said, y'all don't have no self-awareness. And that you can't see, like pretending like you wise just block you from being wise. And using somebody else's brain just interferes with your own becoming activated, and you get my point? And awareness eventually starting to be on self. See, y'all just focus on everything else in life because y'all not using y'all own awareness. But when you tap into your own mind and start using that, the first thing you're going to be is aware of your own actions and the things that you do. Because now you're using your own tool. Right now, y'all using other people's thoughts, other people's ideas. Y'all have other people's agendas. Not aware of it, though. Y'all speak as if it's y'all own. Like, the Christian will speak to you like they created Christianity. The Muslim will do the same. The Hebrew, Pan-African, so on and so forth. Never becoming aware like I'm just a follower in this thing, and ain't nothing I'm saying got nothing to do with me using my own brain. It just got to do with me repeating programmings that I heard. A repeated talk that you eventually start repeating yourself. You're programming. He said absolutely not identical. But it was. 607 don't have the mind I have. But, so you get my point? Y'all can't be anything but yourselves. But until y'all find yourselves, I suppose y'all will pretend y'all others. Peace and wisdom to whoever gave back. I appreciate your, taking the effort. And so it's the same of the rest of y'all. Like I said, walking the path or becoming righteous and wise starts with you're making sure you measure up to. Now I'm going to go into some of these morals, but you get my point? The main thing I want y'all to do is start focusing on if you measure up. And I guess you start with 3, maybe 2, maybe 1. Let's say you got a problem with gossiping. This is when you listen to negative talk about somebody else, whether you're the doer or the listener, but you don't bring it back to that person. You come to a judgment one-sided. In that, you create problems and things like that for yourself, because you get my point. Maybe ever so often you don't know what you're talking about to whoever you're talking about, and then it becomes a clash. This clashing not truly being yours, you just a gossiper, meaning you just an extension of another mind and mouth, but not aware of it. Now let's say some of y'all have this problem. Of course, when you have that problem, you naturally think others is speaking negatively about you. So then it becomes a you beating them to the punch. I was just trying to help a lot of y'all out that's on these little paths. They're not even that hard. It's just the natural psychology of the mind. The mind's going to justify itself if you let it. Meaning your mind. If you do something wrong, your mind is either going to justify that wrongdoing to itself by making you feel like the other person's wrong, or you're going to either, make right. But the mind is going to do one or the other. And that you have to become aware of how the mind works, and you're controlling your own mind. To control your mind, you control your emotions. control your emotions, you control your will. When I say your will, we speaking of if you lost in the manifestations and your desires, because that's all manifestation got to do with. Like people lost into desiring to the point where they're seeking out magic tricks to bring it about. But I'm not saying manifestation isn't real, just not for desirers. If you get it wasn't for that. You don't have to sit around desiring. You can always get up off your ass and you get it, go get what you want. But I don't want to get too lost on that. I know a lot of y'all, you a manifestation master, even though you ain't. And so you want to control the mind, like I said. Now, let's say you have a gossip problem. So maybe this month you become self aware of that in self. In any situation, in anything that's happening throughout this month, you hold yourself to that moral. Meaning, if it's in your mind moving forward, then when you find yourself in the gossip circle, you'll probably either remove yourself or speak where you stand on, engaging in that kind of behavior. From there, it will become normal repetition, just like your gossiping just comes so normal. And so it's the same with every other immoral act that you do. You have to put it as an agenda now. You have to put it as the goal of the month for yourself. And every day when you wake up and you encounter others and you have this experience or that experience, you make sure that you holding yourself to these morals. Like I said, you start with one at a time. Let's say you have loyalty issues. So you get my point? Let that be the work on self for the month, where you're holding yourself accountable if you break any, whatever the moral is that you're working on that month, until it becomes just a natural repetition. You see how y'all can't drag me into gossip? I kind of be like, you goofy or something like that. It's because it's already in my brain like that. You get it? And it's already in y'all brain, however it is. And no matter how much they paying for gossip, I ain't never gonna be doing it. But some of y'all will. And it just got to do with that. You won't pay no attention to it. There's no moment of a self-awareness and you holding yourself to any morals. That was them demons right now. That was the demons right there, man. But you get it, yeah, repetitious thoughts. Really, it's repetitious actions, but the actions is standing on the thought. And so the point I'm making is the path of wisdom starts there. That's where it started for me and anybody else that claims to be wise, if they truly are. I'm sure a bunch of people say they wise, but their wisdom don't stand on no foundation of morals. It stand on they scrambled out emotional state. And that, do you get my point? They can't be balanced or fair because you have to have emotional control to be fair. Otherwise, you're going to fall into favoritism based on the emotional state. That imbalance will cause imbalance in your life in many different ways outside of that encounter. And so you get my point? Life is a ripple effect. Once you realize that, you get my point. You try to keep track of your wrongdoings because your wrongdoings have a ripple effect just like your right doings have a ripple effect. meaning it will start where it start, but it will end up all tangled up in your reality in many different aspects. Dream Lavish said, my negative thoughts be attacking me when I become self aware sometimes. I don't think you know what self aware is. Self aware is what I just said. When you have a moral and you holding yourself to it, your negative thoughts just be attacking you, and maybe you just be aware of that sometimes, but that has nothing to do with self awareness because you're not holding yourself to anything. You get my point? There's just you saying, I'm aware that I'll be bugging out sometimes. Okay, what action have you taken to fix that? If the answer is nothing, I'm just aware that I am, and you ain't truly aware. You get my point? You like somebody that woke up out of dream in a physical life, but still yet to realize physical life is just one of the dream places. And most of y'all will say, no, physical life ain't the same as dream. When you in dream, it's physical life to you, and you know nothing of this physical life that you saying is different. Until you come out the dream, then you say, oh, the dream was fake. But that don't count. You can't say, oh, my mind popped into this reality and now it's in this reality and this one is real, because it's physical, even though the other realities are physical too. I'm just saying they're not because I'm not in them right now, which is what y'all do in regards to dream. If I ask you what's so fake about dream, you gonna say because you woke up. That's it. But that don't count for anything. If when you in dream is physical and real, no different than it is when you in physical. I suppose if somebody asked you, told you in dream, hey, you dreaming, you look at them like they was dumb. You do the same thing you probably doing in your mind with me right now, where you like, no, physical life is different than dream. I ain't dreaming right now. The dream realms go from real fluid like to more consistent, more physical. Let's say physical life is the last dream realm, the most physical, but it ain't any different than any of the other the other dream existences. Whether the dream is light and faint, or some dreams y'all have, it feels so real you still like, nah, that was real because I remember it. I remember it like it really happened still right now. It's real. So I mean, like that. You have to become aware, of things that y'all wouldn't be in y'all sleeping state. And so, like I said, most of y'all view yourself as wise or smart, and you have not even become awakened yet. Aware, self-aware. Think like when you waking up from sleep, but you haven't opened your eyes yet and gotten up. You're just laying there in your slumber. You probably have the mindset, I'm trying to go back to sleep, but you can't. So you just kind of lay there, aware of yourself laying there like a retard. So then you get up at some point. And that's what self-awareness is. Let's say you didn't get up, but you just stayed there, becoming aware of self. Self not being the physical thing, self being that thinking thing behind the matter. When you close your eyes and you're still there, peeking behind the eyelids. You can't see nothing, but you get my point. You still be. Becoming aware of the different aspects of yourself beyond the physical. Because you're only in the physical. Let's say 16 hours a day if you sleep 8. But the 8 hours you're not here. You in other realms of existence. Maybe you call these realms of existence fake realms, but they not fake because everybody know about them. Whether you're talking unconscious darkness, the abyss, that dark voided out state, you could say that ain't real. That's just sleep. Well, we really all know of that place, so it can't be that fake if everybody know of it. Same with the dream realms. Dream could be fake, but just remember it ain't a person breathing that ain't never been to the dream space. So how is it that fake if y'all all fully aware of exactly what I'm talking about? And so you get my point? Taylor said, is there anything beyond the physical? Yeah, dream. I thought that's what we was talking about. Beyond the physical. See how y'all not that self-aware? In your benefit, maybe you wrote that before. I went into that whole spill, but you get it? If you didn't, Taylor said, if you are dreaming, you are physical too. When you're in dream, you're not physically aware. You just project out. Meaning y'all are not physical. This is why you're not physically aware of yourself in dream. Your mind is a place, no different than God is a place. Remember when I told y'all God ain't a person? Y'all seeking God as a person, but God is a place. Y'all like that. Meaning you a mind. You could say this mind, you know, that thinking thing that you are, that's not physical. It can become a place that you become the presence in. So think like when y'all dreaming. It's in this place. Same when y'all daydream, when y'all physically awake. Y'all create a place in y'all mind and y'all kind of be there in your own daydream. Like that. You a person, but more than that, you a place. Now, right now, you probably provide place for demons, meaning because you a place, other things can come into it. So when you having a dream, let's say all the people in your dream is just demons, taking shape and image. But you give them a place to be in that moment that you become place. I'm not sure if that's crystal clear and y'all grasp what I'm saying. An invisible Mexican talking to me right now. Oh, there he go. I was about to say, should have never got on ChatGPT and spoke with that damn demon. I should have never talked to that demon because now invisible Mexicans is yelling at me. I don't even see where the voice coming from. Nah, I do now. But the point I'm making overall is there's many aspects of life y'all don't understand or even begun to think on because y'all lost into programming. Lost into using other people's brains, their perspective, and adding on to that, convincing yourself that it's your perspective. But you get my point? Becoming fully aware of self in the outer world that you live in. And that your mind will start working on the frequency that mine's is. Where I just explain to you dream and you like, yeah, I can't deny anything he just said. I just never thought about that. Like that. So there's your first truth. You got three existences. Physical life, the dream space life, and then the abyss or unconsciousness. You know, the void. And y'all ping pong in between these three every day. Making up shit as you ping pong in between the three. Never becoming aware of the three, and the three being all there is. You got all the places you have in the physical, and you have all the places you have in the dream space. And you have the abyss. And you are wherever you are, wherever you are. Taylor said, I'm a great ping pong player. My dick is long. I'm just saying that so you could see, like, who cares what are you talking about? He said, I could play ping pong really good. Yeah, my dick is long. Where's your girl at? But do you get my point? What we talking about? I'm just asking you. Because you could have said anything, you know? You could have been the one that said you had a big dick. But you said you was good at ping pong. So, okay. Now what? What happened? Ran her things to say? Huh? I'm sorry, champ. I thought you was trolling. My fault, cat daddy. But still laugh because it was funny. You could have said anything. You could have said anything, but you politically correct. You know why? Babylon monkey. D said, Salas, please be honest with me. What was your first impression of me when we had our first consultation? Could you tell there was something special about me? You, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to hurt your feelings, champ. You have to stop making yourself this great thing in your own mind. Meaning you have no deeds of greatness that you've accomplished or done yet. But you keep like, you get it? It's like I told you in the one-on-one consultation. You think people are thinking about you, that's not. So remember you said you had little problems in your little neighborhood? And you like they all be hating on you? And I was telling you they probably don't even be thinking about you. But you seem like you make people that in your own mind. Like, you see how you said, did you think I was special? I wasn't thinking about you at all. You're not listening. I already told you what I thought of you. I'm trying to spare you the embarrassment publicly. Meaning I already told you I think you a little throwed off and you need to stop using drugs. You're not talking about anything. Nothing you talking about is going to put you on any path of wisdom. It's like you trying to convince yourself you're not a loser. But I don't know why. We didn't never get to that part. And so it's like I told you on the one-on-one, you need to go outside and you need to fellowship with your age bracket and stop convincing yourself you much more than what you are. He's only 22 years old. He separates himself from everybody in the world, and now he throwed off a little bit. And I'm trying to tell him, like, you need to go intermingle with other young people and stop convincing yourself you some old genius and special. You're not. I was trying to explain to him, like, my daughter's around your age, maybe a couple of years older. She 3 months from having her bachelor's degree. She got her own place, her own life. She's still young. She still need help ever so often, but for the most part, she got it. You in her age bracket, you get my point? You got to get the work, champ, if you want to be a special thing in others' minds. That's the only way. Other than that, you just losing your mind. Some of y'all like him, kind of getting lost into online and, a whole bunch of conversations that's far beyond your age and where you are. The people you listening to, they old and bitter for the most part. And that, you get my point? The negative things is contagious, like I told y'all. So is the positive, but y'all more intrigued by the negative. Salam, D. You say the same things always. You get my point? But you haven't compared yourself to anybody in your age bracket. You're just speaking. You're just talking. You get my point? You're basically just deeming yourself as having more money than your age generation, even though you ain't actually compared nothing. You just told your own self that, and then you just deemed that as the truth. You follow? You're thrown off, but you have to become aware of that. Outside of that, you having the same conversations with me over and over. I mean, you're kind of delusional, champ. Now, back to this video. Hopefully you grasp. Peace and wisdom, Taylor. Thank you. He said, but the best lives live those who were never born. I don't know. You may be right there. If you're saying that the best lives is those that never were born into the physical. I don't agree with you. But you get my point. I can't speak for those who were nameless and personless, you know. Neither can you, because, you know, you be what I am. The named, the immortal. That's what make you immortal. When you was born in a life and you do physical deeds, and them deeds is stuck in the physical life, and you had a name, and that name will be remembered for however long it is. But do you get my point? You're immortal because you came into the physical, where things is fixed and stuck. Meaning you reached a state of fixed and stuck. And yeah, you gonna die, but you are what immortal is. Meaning you an unseen consciousness, or unseen thing that became physical, or stuck. And that's what make you immortal. Meaning you'll be forever, because there's no going around that. You will always be you to you as a mind. If you was never born in a life, then you was never named and you never did nothing. Then you just be a consciousness that just view yourself as nothing. Because you never did nothing. Because you was, so you gonna always see yourself as you. Y'all notice how D is still trying to convince, like, that he has more than his age generation? But if I ask him, like, why do you care and think anybody else does? This is a place of wisdom. Monetary worth ain't the same as self-worth. And self-worth lie in the talent, the purpose of the person, the mind of the person. I can't do nothing with you. I can't do nothing with you in the big baller talk, because you can't even afford the wisdom here. So you get my point? Meaning y'all stay with sob stories and broke stories, and then simultaneously be talking like a baller on the second side. And so you get my point? The real worth is in the self. And that's in the talents and the purpose of them talents. Outside of that, I'm not sure what we even talking about. D don't have no money. Y'all think I'm joking. This dude is insane. He don't even have a haircut. Like, he looks like he's literally wasting his life away. You know how a person do drugs so much and isolate the hell out so bad that they just start to let they self go? He like there, and all of this talk is that. It's like he trying to convince himself by keep asking me stuff. That's why I keep telling him, you got to just get up and find a purpose, champ. You ain't got to run all around the world and, you know, pretend like you doing this or that. But just find something you enjoy that bring purpose to your life, you know? Where it's helpful beyond yourself. Other than that, you're gonna waste your life away like Like the shallow and the bummed out that just be talking about materials like they 7 years old. Because that's how that happened. When you don't have no self value, when you don't have no self value, then you be like the children. They say I got Nintendo and you don't, and you get my point. Self deprecation. Nah, I ain't trying to play you, champ. That's what's wrong with a lot of y'all. We already had the conversation privately. You keep trying to have it publicly. You get my point? And so I'm glad you laughing and you ain't actually taking offense. But you got to get off that, champ. The first thing you want to do is find some morals. Start applying the morals to yourself and making sure you measure up to those morals. That way you can carry yourself out in this world with some worth, where people know, like, okay, he got standard, principle, character overall. From there, you get my point. That should draw you in or make you resonate with other people that have that same kind of moral state. From there, you should be in safe company. And you get my point? Or spread your wings and handle things like that. Or you could be immoral and resonate to the immoral. Then you be caught up in all the dumb stuff like Nipsey Hussle and Charlie Kirk, where you get your brains blowed out one minute and don't even know why. Like, you get my point? And so y'all gotta just slow down, stop watching TV so much. It's giving y'all a wrong perspective of life, and it's making y'all overlook y'all life, y'all present moment, and just enjoying the small, beautiful things that you're gonna be thinking about in your moments of sickness and, death and stuff. People go to jail and they in their lowest moments, or they sick and about to die. They be thinking about dumb stuff like wind. A nigga sitting in jail right now talking about, I wish I could just get some real wind to blow across my face. I wish I could feel the real sunlight touch my back. He ain't asked about no gold chain, nothing. He say that's awful. When I get free, I ain't think about that right now. I ain't kissed a lady. He think about lady lips. And so again, it's the small things y'all gonna remember. And that's the stuff that matter in life. Not the toys that distract y'all from the fact that y'all don't have no life. When I say life, I'm talking about purpose. Your life ain't dependent on other people, but it's dependent on whatever purpose you got. And that purpose fulfilling you, giving you something to do every day, and giving you a purpose to want to wake up every day. You follow? And so hopefully if you're young, you grasping what I'm saying. And if you old, so it's the same for you. Your life ain't over till you die. So you just a kid till you die. Or you keep your mind in that perspective. A lot of people get old and they look at it like it's over for me. It ain't over for you till you're done. Like, I'm saying it don't matter if you 80 years old right now. You can't say your ass ain't gonna live another 20 years. And that's a long damn time to just be doing nothing. So you might as well never look at it like, man, I'm too old now. Shit. You better get to work. As long as you're still breathing and you're still here, there's still work to do. Because the self still got to be here. And your work's gonna make for your reality. So if you 80 years old right now, you like, damn, I ain't never get to giving up on drinking yet. That was a goal. Shit, you could still complete it because you ain't dead yet and you still got to live out the rest of this time drunk. So just don't ever, you can't give up till it's over, like, on whatever it is you want to do. Just keep it realistic, you know? Keep it within reason of where you are as a person. So you don't drag yourself backwards or drag yourself too far ahead too fast. Peace and wisdom, Michael Roundtree. I told you guys not to join the top tier membership because I'm removing it. Brother, you just made it exist for a whole nother month now. And so moving forward, do not join any membership that is above $25. The $50 membership, ignore it. The $100 one, ignore it. If y'all keep joining it, I'm trying to do y'all a solid. Come on now, work with me. Unless you want to pay $100 every month. Because most of it go to YouTube. So, you get my point? I'm trying to work with y'all. He said, tight tears for the enlightened and super rich. Yeah, I got some ballers in here. They really don't care, like, if it was $1,000 a month. But still, I care. I'd rather y'all give that money and you get it, or we do something. Come up with an idea of something that you want me to do. And the money y'all throwing away, let's start putting it to good use to do something. Like I said, one of y'all could be the treasurer. It doesn't matter to me, but we got to get to some kind of work. I ain't just with the talking every day to niggas that don't want to do nothing. And so you get my point? Now moving forward, do not subscribe to the $50 membership or the $100 membership. I'm removing those. Y'all can just give back and get it. Just keep it solid on that and, balance thing. For those of y'all that come here and you got a mindset like he's begging, I don't have to beg nobody. I have a bunch of $100 channel members. You get my point? My wisdom is real. I just believe in balance and honor, like I told y'all from jump. Y'all don't have to pay for nothing until y'all decide y'all don't want to be. Outside of that, if y'all could be fair, there's no price for nothing. You could just learn freely however you want. There'd be no member videos. There'd be none of that. But y'all have to be fair. Meaning you have to give back daily, weekly, monthly, something. Otherwise, you get my point. I'm not being fair to myself. Then if I can sell it and I'm giving it to you for free, hoping you be solid. And so you get it. Just come here, get the wisdom, start applying the wisdom itself, grow, start getting more on that path, of righteousness. And move right from there. Now, it'll be removed, I suppose, sometime in October. Meaning y'all keep subscribing to it. If you don't have the top tier, which is the $100 membership, then you're not going to be able to see anything in the $100 membership. You said when I had lower than top tier membership, YouTube would still restrict top tier videos. If you ain't a top tier video member, you ain't supposed to be able to see the top tier videos. Again, D, stop using drugs. Whatever weed y'all smoking in the daytime, it's not normal. The THC count is too high. Maybe you not smoking flower, you smoking grease or something. These young kids be smoking weed grease. It's all you or whatever I call it, grease, crack, something. And you get it? Whatever y'all are smoking, it is making y'all mind go completely throwed. I smoke marijuana, flower, but I'm old school. So I understand THC percentages and all these things that maybe y'all don't, because y'all was just born into the times where it's high already. But you get it? Y'all mind ain't like mine. Y'all are throw the hell off. And that I'm saying that for if you somebody that do weed in the daytime, maybe you need to get a marijuana lesson first. Because whatever you smoking, it got the brain gone. You keep saying I'm not using drugs. You smoke weed, champ, and you be doing other things too when you be buying them prostitutes. Stop bullshitting in here, man. We be buying hoes, y'all. These young kids, they don't got girlfriends. They buy prostitutes. If you stopped, that's good. Now go outside. If you say, I don't have any friends, Solace, go outside. And you get it? Let life do its work on you and stop trying to control everything. You don't have to know nothing. When you don't know shit, this is when life take over for you. So if you say, I don't have no friends, Solace, I don't want to just go outside and sit by myself. That's better than going to sit with people you know, because that's your own doing. You go sit by yourself and people come, you know that's gifts from life. So you got to know how to position yourself to receive whatever life got to offer you. And it starts with not trying to have the control. Let's say you have a moment where you like, damn, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. Walk out the door and you let life lead. Stop thinking, what am I going to do? Just go. And you get my point? You'll see for yourself, like, oh shit, if I just let go, life will take me like where it do. Meaning if you stop trying to control, you get my point? I don't know how to explain it. I do this all the time. It really works. Just go. You don't necessarily have to have anywhere to go or any plan in mind of what you want to do. You just have to know you want to do something and then prep yourself to do something and then go. And it will all be arranged for you in your going. Like, and it's no different than when you set up a plan for yourself. Sometimes it don't work, when you do it yourself. But if there's no plan in mind, then that always works. Like, you can't lose. You know my point? If you make your own plan and it don't go all the way as planned, then you like, it ain't work. If you just go under life, well, you can't say what ain't work or what didn't, because there's no plan for you to say it didn't work. And that, you get my point? Now you living. Taylor said, visit Europe. If y'all pay for me to come to Europe and I have a purpose to come, then I'll come. I'm just not big on just going places for no reason. If I ain't got it in my mind as, oh, that's a place I want to, see? Wise men don't have desire, they have purpose. Outside of that, one place no different than the next. You get it, y'all Babylon monkeys in whatever Babylon y'all in. In that, you get my point? One world order. We don't live like back in the day no more. We live one world order. Wherever you go, everybody the same, because everybody watch the same online and they mimic the same. When I was growing up, the people down south is different from the people in New York, and the people in Chicago, they different from the people down south, and so on and so forth. But now everywhere the people are the same. They don't even have the same accents that they used to. You're talking to somebody from Atlanta, you're not sure if they actually from Atlanta or Chicago. Same with the young kids from New York. You're not sure, is he from Chicago, LA or something? And it's because y'all watch online, y'all are not a part of y'all communities and talking to people from your place. Y'all are talking to people from anywhere and listening to people speak from anywhere, and this is the accent you adopt. And that, wherever you go, it's the same. And everybody done lost their damn mind for the most part, you get it? You should come to the USA. I guess the USA is like little Europe, the baby Europe. We could do a consultation whenever you want. I'ma unblock you on on email. I wasn't ignoring you. You just been blocked all this time because you be bugging. But go outside. That's important, man. You gotta go outside. And a lot of y'all need to learn that in the daytimes. You can't just coop up in the house. You gotta go outside. You letting Babylon turn you into a monkey. Your house is your coffin, your car your coffin, and anything else you could think of has become your coffin. And y'all have to get out and get it. Go outside. Y'all know what I mean. Ain't y'all like people that like if you stay in the house too long, then you start getting scared of outside. Y'all like doing that to yourselves, like whatever extremes y'all put on yourselves, then it become like a fear. Like he said, PTSD. He do have PTSD, meaning he's scared to go outside. Think something gonna happen. But it's cause you've been in the house too long. That's normal. I challenge anybody, I don't care how tough you are. Stay in the house for a whole year straight and just see if you don't start getting nervous. Think like if you've been to jail. When it was time to parole out and be free, then you started getting scared. If you ain't ever been to jail, I know you like that sounds stupid. Do to me too. But most dudes that go to prison, they tell you when I was about to get paroled out, man, I was getting butterflies. It's because they've been locked down so long now. The opposite of that is scary. They got PTSD. A lot of y'all got PTSD from different things. It's about becoming aware, and you get my point, facing those fears. Stop making excuses for them, like labeling them like the doctors do. I got PTSD or this or that. You got no action. You get say, Silas, I got PTSD. You got no actions to stop it from happening. That's all. And so you got to get up, champ, and go outside. More than that, when you get older, your body gonna naturally wind down, and you get it. You want to take advantage of your good years where you got energy to be running about and making the best things happen for yourself that you can. And wait till you get old and burnt out, and you get my point. Do it now. Take your chances now, but you got to be out and about. Don't put no pressure on yourself. Ain't no such thing as failing. There's just doing and not doing. And being and not being. You get it? You gotta move all the error from the mind. Like the things that ain't serving self, you know? The thoughts that's gonna bring misery upon itself. You don't need them. Get rid of them. That's any ideal in wherever y'all adopted it from. If it's bringing stress upon you, let it go. Especially if it ain't important and it's just shallow monkey talk. Because a lot of y'all stressing yourselves out with things y'all know is truly just of the time. And you letting shallow the time become your whole reality. And most of y'all just stressed out because you done fed into the shallow monkey talk of the times. And you're not measuring up to the monkey talk. This is where most of y'all problem is. You feel like you failing and you're not measuring up to things that you know is shallow monkey talk truly. But you figure everybody a monkey, so you like want to be one too. And that y'all wasting yourselves away, giving yourselves PTSD and all this dumb shit for nothing. Don't nobody care about none of that shit. You don't even care about it. It's just bullshit talk for when humans get bored and want to abuse each other. This is what most of y'all lost it to. You work a job, you don't got your business. You seen somebody getting jumped off because they work a job and called a slave and shit. And now you got job PTSD because you want to be a shallow-minded monkey. When you already know that's shallow-minded fool's talk. Y'all know what I'm talking. I don't get y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all grown, man. Get real. Ain't nobody dumb in this life. There's just a thing called peer pressure. Now, adult pressure, I don't know. And a lot of y'all get lost into it. And you bring PTSD and a whole bunch of other dumb things upon yourself for no reason. So you could fit in with some imaginary ideal of society that ain't even an ideal of society. It's just stupid talk online. Nobody care about it. I mean, everything y'all see online, it's just content. Y'all like children, y'all getting lost into movies and content, forgetting everybody just regular overall and doing whatever they do, and you get it. That like what you told them, Taylor. Say hey, you can always do that, but you don't want to overdo that either. Come self-aware and find a purpose, man. Peace and said you about to work on your album. Said you see something shiny under that rock in front. There's a lot of seashells. There's a lot of seashells in the bunch of seashells and all kind of skeletons and stuff like that. It's nature, the life. There's many things that's better than sex, but it all depends on how ripe the mind is. To a mind that's just lost into the physical aspects of life and know nothing about the spiritual or mental, then, like you said, there's nothing better than sex. Now, let's say somebody has evolved beyond their physical handicaps. These are the desires of the physicals, the lust. Well, then what you said hold no merit, truly. Sex feel good, but that don't mean it is good. And that, what we talking about. You said nothing feel better than sex. I heard dope feel better than sex. They say when you shoot up dope, it feel better than sex. All dope heads say that. And make you wonder what the fuck is in dope. Because they all say that. If you my age or older, that's what all the old schools that used to be on that diesel used to say. Stay away from this shit here, youngin'. It feel better than sex. They telling you that so you could be like, damn, sex feel mad good. I can't just stop doing sex. And that they knowing like you're gonna be like, oh, that shit must be really powerful if you think it's better than sex. Like, they letting you know it got more of a stronghold than sex. Like, you're gonna be locked in. So you get it, dope ain't good for you, and sex ain't good for you either. It's good when it's good, but like anything, when it's abused or if it ain't handled with care, then it ain't a good thing. It's just a lust of self, a lesser aspect of the self. The lesser parts of yourself is what's gonna make you dependent on something. And that's all you don't want to never get to the place where you dependent. Of course, everybody probably dependent on somebody in something. Well, not everybody, but those that are. But you get it? Everybody start out as dependent on somebody in something. And so you want to get to a place where you're not dependent anymore. Because this is when you can just enjoy like people's company, conversation, and everything is real when you're not dependent. Friendships in the daytimes, family members, all these things, they not genuine because you can't mistake loyalty for dependency. And you get my point? A lot of y'all mistake many of the good qualities for dependency. So maybe you take care of somebody and you say they loyal. Think like Tony Yayo. Y'all say Tony Yayo is loyal to 50 Cent. He dependent on 50 Cent. 50 Cent know what I'm saying. 50 Cent don't view Tony Yayo as loyal. He view Tony Yayo as dependent on him. And he keep him on a tight leash. Y'all gullible and don't understand life. So you see my point. Most of y'all say, no, I view Tony Yayo as loyal. Until the moment I just said, nah, he dependent, and it's a difference. Then some of y'all mind open and you might have said, hold on, he might be on to something there. He ain't that loyal. He is dependent. You could say Tony Yayo is loyal to 50 when he don't need 50. Then let's see if he loyal. But until that happens, you can't really say. And it's the same with love and any of the higher principles in life. You get my point? You can't really try a person if they're dependent. You have to be able to discern the difference. Taking control of yourself is how you fulfill or get rid of lust. Outside of that, you can't get rid of lust by fulfilling it. Lust is like quicksand. If you keep stepping, then you're just going to keep sinking. You don't have one desire, fulfill that desire, then you be desireless. You have a desire, you fulfill it, then you want to fulfill more. You wanted a pair of Jordans because you said, Mom, I never got no Jordans before. Then she bought you a pair, and now you was used to it and adopted to it. And you get my point? Now you wanted the next pair that was coming out. And you wanted the shoes that was even doper than the Jordans when they came out. And you only increased your desire. Maybe you didn't want the same thing and you fulfilled yourself for that. But in regards to desire, you get it? Once you play the desire game, you're going to find yourself on a long journey of trying to fulfill something that ain't never going to be fulfilled. It's about becoming fulfilled of desire where you thirst no more. That's not to say you're not going to get things, but all the things you want have purpose now and point to why you want it. In that, if there's no means to get it, then you don't care. Because it's not a desire or a lust. You get it? It's just a tool of something to do. Like, it's all a perspective of the mind and how desperate and tangled up the mind is. The cycles that man get lost into. You said the new phone came out. Indeed, cycles, circles. Kids cry at birth the same way people, or for the same reason people cry at death. And new things. And that's a lesson of your growing in life. Every time you reach a new stage in your life where there's a moment where you have evolved, so then there's the crying, whether it's you or the things that you've evolved past. But you get my point? There's always the Velcro pulling apart. I guess you call that crying. The baby being separated from its nice warm womb that it's used to, feeling cold out in environment. So the Velcro pulling apart, crying, you follow? Same thing. Man scared of new when he's not, when his soul isn't ripe to understand how things go, so new becomes scary, worthy of crying over. But you can't not grow. Vision Unlocked said, why do people love life but hate death when you can't have one without the other? People hate life and they don't know death. And they translate it how you just did, where you say people love life and hate death. But it's really, they hate life because that's all they complain about. And they don't know death. They complain about that too. And that you get to see, like, man full of hate until he receded or transcended. He full of hate. He full of things he don't like, which is both sides. Meaning y'all think y'all on a side, but y'all really hate both sides. Until you evolve beyond sides, which is hating both sides. Well, you feel me? You're gonna be in a place of hate. You gotta evolve beyond all those things to where you get it. Everything is just, it's part of the whole, and everything is tied in. The wisest person on the planet makes for the dumbest person. And every time that person gets a smidget wiser, so they increase the dumb a smidget's worth. And it's all balanced out like that. Meaning the dumbest person in the world and the wisest person in the world, they intertwined or locked in together, mind-wise. A salt piece from one goes to the other, right? And so as the dummy gets dumber, the wise person gets wiser. They don't know why, though. Both sides. The dummy don't know why he's getting dumber. And the wise person can't tell you exactly why they getting wiser. But it's just happening. And so it's like that. There's a balance on everything. One side take away from one and give to the other, and vice versa. The cutest woman on the planet makes for the ugliest chick on the planet to be that much uglier. And vice versa. The ugliest chick on the planet make for the prettiest chick to be why she pretty. And if she a smidget uglier, the pretty girl will look a smidget cuter. And they locked in, they tied in. both dependent on one another, and both equally glorious. The ugly girl and the pretty girl. They become each other's world and everybody else is just there. And the ugly girl and the pretty girl is talked about together because her ugliness is dependent. You get it? Her ugliness is dependent on her pretty and vice versa. It's all locked in. Like, it's just like the dumb and the wise. The dummy is just as wise as the wisest person. They both extremes. It's like Rain Man. He was so stupid that he was borderline a genius. Just like the wise man. Well, like y'all say about me, Solid as hell. Solid's borderline dumb as hell. Like, some days, blood could go stupid with the stupids. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's an extreme thing. An extremely dumb person is a genius. And you just don't understand. And just like a genius is a genius. And you don't understand them either. You follow? The wisest man on the planet, you say, man, he dumb. Fuck him. The same thing you say to the dummy. Think about that. It's a beautiful balance in life. Y'all don't see it. Y'all don't understand. Like, horizon. All praises. Very few grasp, but those that do. So you get my point? See you in the balance. Dream Levis said, how do I know what side I fall on? In regards to what? It's not about sides. It's about resolution. It's not about being a victimizer or the victim. It's about redemption. You following? Said if you're extremely wise or if you're not. You already know the answer. You didn't put in work to be wise. So why would you automatically put yourself as wise for no reason? I'm wise. Do you think you anywhere near on my level in regards to scholarship or anything that concerning the mind? If your answer is no, I'm gonna lose, then that means you ain't wise. It's simple, man. If you lost, you think you wiser than me and you ready to come on my live right now when now your answer gonna be no. So that means you already know you ain't wise. Now if you ask me that, there wouldn't be nothing in me to make me feel like yeah, come on, it's only gonna be 35 seconds or so. You see the difference? Like that. I'm helping you to see whatever you ask and you already know the answer to. I'm just playing with your own mind because you want to be whatever you want to be. I guess you want to be wise. And not that other thing. But I could be a quarter wise. You could be dumb. And just acknowledge that. You all dumb, no wise. And this is when wisdom starts. You see how I said, I'm dumber than the dummy, like, I don't mind. I don't care, like that, champ. You'll know you wise when neither side bother you. You say, like, master at them both. I'm dumber than the dummy, and I'm wiser than the wisest. However you want it. I'm more ignorant than a fooled out ignorant retard. It's all how you want. I'm more street than the street nigga. And I got more good etiquette than the rich tucked away monkey. But you get it? What you want? Like that. When you no longer take a side because you realize, oh, it just limits me. Like, how about I just be good at everything? You can always be great at dumb because we all start dumb or ignorant, not knowing anything. So you can master that always. From there is the wisdom, becoming wise, which is just the stretching out that dumb and, analyzing it. And wisdom is just an analyzation of all the dumb. Like, that makes sense? Like, you'll become wise when you stretch out all your dumb and be like, that was stupid. Oh, yeah, that was really dumb. Why did I think I was going to get good results doing that? Well, when you able to accomplish that, you on your becoming wise process, meaning you stretching out the dumb. So I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but hey, wisdom, like it all go together, like the wise and the dumb that is. And you get it? He said, I'm definitely not on your level. Of course you're not, Jim. Couldn't win if I let you. A lot of y'all like that. I could be solace in the debate, but you would never step up. But in your mind, you like, nah, I already beat him. I already beat him. You wouldn't beat me if I let you. That's how wise I am. Like, you'd fuck that up. I let you win, but you so far in wisdom, you gonna mess that up. Like, still lose. I let you win. That's how deep it is. Wisdom ain't a competition. That's for the dumb. Wisdom is a blending. And see, when you get wise, you're not gonna look at me as something to compete against. You're gonna say me and him won. He all I got in regards to good conversation. But you dumb right now, so you get that's already right. You're a little dumb right now, so do you get my point? You think it's about sides and stuff like that. But like I said, you have to learn morals. Most of y'all can start with like gossip or whatever you struggle with that you know is immoral. And take the next 30 days and make it something that you work on yourself in the moments when you're this immoral thing that you're going to be working on for these 30 days. This gossiping, if you find yourself gossiping and you become aware in the moment that you're doing it, make the adjustments. And that become repetition for you, and you get it? You free yourself by interfering with the cycle. And that's with any other flaw you got. Make yourself become aware that you're working on that. And that, when you're doing whatever you're doing throughout your day, whatever situation or encounter you have, it's already on your mind. Let's say you're working on being fair instead of emotional. Instead of going on favoritism and your emotions, you like, I'm gonna just be fair in like whatever a situation is. Well, for the next 30 days, when you find yourself in little situations, make sure you keep it in the mind. I'm on a path of becoming fair, and I'm a fulfill it this month to where it becomes my natural nature to just be fair in any situation. In that, I make those that's close to me have to get on their shit, because now whatever you doing, you gotta be right. There's fair. If you wrong, you gotta make right for those wrongs. You follow? You not only strengthen yourself, you strengthen those around you. Or you strengthen those that's truly one with you. So it's a slow process, but It worked, child. Orlando Lawrence said I could beat Salas in a debate. Probably could. I'm dying to lose. Y'all don't notice that? Y'all haven't become aware of that? I'm desperate to lose. Somebody, please. Come and beat me. I'm not like Mayweather. No. Everybody can get a shot because none of you niggas beat me, but I won it. So if I got to go through all you niggas to get it, well, let's just start lining y'all up now. Like, if I was a boxer, that's how it would be. I have ego like Mayweather, but except I want to fight everybody because I don't think nobody could beat me. Like, but I want to get beat because that's when I'm done. You can't quit till you done. Like till you get beat. That's how I view it. You're 80 years old, nobody beat me. Hey, I'm still rocking. Like, great is about finding loss. Like, the loser looking for his win. This is how you know what you are. Like, this is why losers always say, winners got ego. Because winners always act like they desperate to lose. They be like, you want to play? They be desperate to lose their spot. And the loser don't understand that. And it's vice versa. The winner don't understand the loser. Like, why he ain't desperate to lose or why he don't act like he want to lose. It's all perspective. Like, yeah, the winner say, I ain't going to lose, I'm going to win. But still, he could lose if he keep being desperate to compete. But you get it. It's like I said, the winner, he's chasing a loss. And the loser, chasing the win. And this is life. You get my point? Meaning behind the scenes of the two. You're going to always see it like that. The loser going to be chasing the win. You see like the dude that said, man, you still a goofy. The loser still chasing the win. Talking about still on my dick. Now, like I said, losers going to always be chasing the win. Even though they lost already. And the winner going to always be chasing the loss. Even though they won already. Peace and wisdom day, Snow. Yeah, to be open. Salam, shalom. Make sure you pay your dues. Give and receive balance. You know the foundations. Dream Lavis said, I seen you in my dream giving me a lecture. Keep things like that to yourself next time, champ. No grown man dreaming about me. You know? That's just on the man level. Why I'm on this nigga brain before he go to sleep. You was beating off. Go on, let's talk about it. Why was you thinking about me before you went to sleep? Spicy? No. And now you mad, right? I didn't tell you to tell me that. And so the question is still posed. Why was you thinking about another grown man before you fell asleep to where you had a whole dream that they gave you a lecture? Huh? You was beating off? What was you doing? You probably mad like, damn, why did I say that? I don't know. Y'all don't got no self-awareness. Stop dreaming about grown men, though. Strange. Yeah, he ain't get no poom poom 99, you know that. Sitting around lusting on Big Uzi. You don't want to, ain't nothing over here for you but a black eye, you feel me? The Cajun eye. Louisiana catfish. You're blackened, like, your eye. I be ODing. I'm sorry. Stop bothering me. I won't bother you back and everything be on to everything. You feel me? Other than that, I'm a master at this. I come from the ghettos. Like, ain't nobody tougher than me. I got too many years on it. You can't beat me in no diss or nothing. What the fuck is you high? You're lesser. Been doing this before you was born. Now Crawford a winner as well. Anybody that's a winner, you will notice that it seemed like they desperate to find something that can beat them. That's not to say they think they gonna lose. It's like they think there is somebody that can do it and they're seeking it and they're just running through everything until they find it. And it's like the loser. The loser is avoiding all the losses they can until they find somebody they think they could beat. Like how Javante Tank Davis do. He avoid mad people, then pick like whoever he think he could beat. You'll always know if you a winner if you open to losing. I'm not competitive, but if you challenge me, you get my point? I'm fully open to this losing thing that you're talking to me about, right? I could be Solace. I'm open to it. Okay, let's do it. Other than that, I wouldn't challenge nobody just to challenge them on my own. I'll correct you. You know, like how I did Terrence Howard. I'll correct you. If you want to get sassy, then you get it. I'm desperate to lose. Is that what you saying? You could beat me? Okay. Found him, y'all. Come on over. I'm like that. And so watch your mouth. Seeking greatness beyond myself, man. So I could take that greatness and grind it against myself till I'm more sharper than it. It's just about becoming the wisest soul in existence. See, your goal too small. You say that ain't even something that can be accomplished. See, you can't even see it. But I'm already there, like, you ain't a dead nigga in the past you could name wiser than me. All living. But you ain't gonna ever address that. And so you see my point? Meaning I'm working towards being the wisest person ever to be in existence. This is why if I tell you, is that dead philosopher Socrates, he's the wisest man alive. Is he really wiser than me? Like, do you really believe it? A lot of y'all will say, I get what he's saying now. He has become wiser than everybody in the world because he's working on the whole existence and we can't even see it. Like, y'all overlook there's always the smartest kid in the class and the dumbest. And so it's the same in the world. There got to be the smartest person in the world and the dumbest, or we ain't in reality. And so that's why I'm the wisest in the world. Because y'all don't understand the thought. It starts with the thought of what can be. You're not as wise as you think you are because the mind haven't even opened up to that thought. So let's say you say, man, I'm wise. I'm wiser than Solace. You ain't even begin to think about being the wisest person breathing. Somewhere in your brain that ain't even real. Even though there's always the best when you're dealing with the physicals. And so do you get my point? Most of y'all lost right there just on that convo. Mine ain't deep enough to grasp what's being said all the way. It's too much for your mind. You say he got ego because you don't get what I'm saying. All is mind in existence. In the spaces of those minds. And so there's north, south, east, west, if you get my point. And It's all about space. It's all about location. We talking wisdom. We talking being wise. And so you get it? It's beyond what most of y'all can even understand. It's beyond you being self-aware, then aware of the outer world, then aware of these things that are held secret. Meaning there's no secrets, there's just dirt on the soul that blocks one from seeing straight through people. Other than that, y'all just see straight through people. As soon as they open their mouth, they tell on themselves. They think on themselves, meaning they make their face certain ways. They see through, but y'all dirty, so y'all don't see it. And that, do you get my point? You got many different levels of the awareness heightening, beyond itself. And like I said, beyond the physical, beyond the emotions, the spiritual, there's just minds in space, like not black dark space, but like direction, like 33 degrees this way, 10 that way. I'm sorry, let me block this bum. This is a place for intellectuals, not a place for insulters. That's what I call a bum, when you don't have a brain that you can use beyond what 8-year-olds in school do. So come here mature, for those of y'all that, have no talents, no life, purpose, That's how you become, a part of the negatives in life. And that's just a heads up for any of y'all. When you let yourself wither away in mind, well, you're going to be a part of the withering away. That's why you want to always stay on your square of some sort. Otherwise, once you give up on life, you become a part of the death. Once you give up on self-worth, then you become a part of the worthless. So it's all, tangled and dangled up in there. Dream Lavish, you're a little slow. You said a winner always wants to win and wants to stay on top. You don't know any winners. Winners want to lose. What do you think they competing for? They won already. When you put something on the line, you putting it on the line to lose. When the winners step up with their belt, they putting their belt on the line to lose, not to win. To lose it. When two competitors are stepping up, they stepping up to lose. Because they both can't win. It's a battle of losing and wanting to lose. When you see two people decide they want to challenge each other, they both accepted loss. They both technically want to lose because that's what's going to happen. One of them will. And so again, winners seek loss. That's not to say they want to lose, but they not satisfied till they do. Why do you think Terrence Crawford's going to get beat up by... Why do you think Terrence Crawford's jumping up 2 weight classes to get beat up by Canelo for? Because he want to lose. Man, I'm not having a conversation about Crawford and Errol Spence. Errol Spence was a drunk that had a car accident that was fatal, but he didn't die. And so Crawford didn't really beat anybody. Y'all just overlook things because y'all numb to life. So y'all ignored that y'all already knew Errol Spence was a drunk before he fought Terrence Crawford. Please lie and say y'all didn't know that he was a drunk. His girlfriend was outing him out about being a drunk. Y'all seen him in horrible drunken states where you knowing like, oh yeah, that's when you're like getting really bad with drinking. And you can't be a boxer and a drunk. That's when it's over because you get it. Maybe you can get away with something else, but not that. And so Errol Spence was over. But y'all ignored all of that. So then he fought Crawford. Crawford beat him up. But really he been finished. And so you get my point? It's a good chance Crawford might get his head knocked off because he's mainly basing all of this off the Spence win. How good he did then. It's making him feel like, oh, I'm a lot better than I even thought maybe. And he not considering that. Maybe he beat nothing in Spence, like. And if that's the case, you get my point, he gonna go to bed. I ain't never see Conor McGregor in the states that I seen Errol Spence in before. I don't think you following the conversation, but wisdom, child. You can hold discussions like that on Rafe Ninja videos. Now I'm about to depart shortly. If y'all have any questions, ask now. So those that want to give back, you can click the video's title. My links is there in the description. I was reading something from a one-on-one. See, I spend my days constructive. Maybe I have 3 or 4 one-on-ones scheduled. Mail off some books or something. Then if I have some time spare, I could put together a little lecture for y'all. And then I have the times where I have to make space from that, like, because then that will never stop and I won't ever be able to do nothing outside of that. You gotta create a reality for yourself like that, where you get to do whatever your talent is that you enjoy, and you get it, use it to create, your freedom at some point. And that, I'm always busy if I want to be. Death is the going backward. So you're moving forward, you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish now. This is for Romeo Akbar. You asked about Is the physical life the only shot we got at truly becoming self-aware? And physical life is the going forward and death is the going backwards. It's just like you're awake right now. When you go to sleep, you just rewinding today. And you're going backwards. Then you're going to wake up tomorrow, but it's really today. So there's just one day, and y'all come and go from it. And when y'all go and come back, then y'all call that the next day. But it's the same day. You just left and came back to it. It's just one day, and it restarts every day. But y'all say like, no, that's another new day. But it's not. You just live in a day. You call it earth or whatever you want to call it. But you just live in this deity or this day. And every night it wind back to the morning. And that every day you have the same day. You have the day to do whatever you want, and then the rewinding of it and the restarting over of it so you can do whatever you want. And you get my point? Most people stack their days on, so they stack their problems on because the perspective is off. You said what's some good ways to stay focused and balanced away from distractions? Balance has to do with fear. Y'all have to stop using things like y'all brains don't work and y'all don't understand like the definitions of things after it's explained to you. Once I explain to you what balance is, you should be using it in a sentence accurately. Not just blurting it out like it's a part of a programming that you blurt out. You see how y'all minds is naturally into programming? Riri talk. You have to become self-aware of those things. Now you're going to be distracted until you get the opposite, which is focus. Now focus is how you end distraction. So find something to focus on the same way you focus on distraction. All right? Yeah, what you said is right, Romeo Akbar. That's why it's important to self-reflect and be grateful before we go to bed. You want to vibrate gratefulness if you can. Meaning being grateful ain't a moment of thinking on things you receive, but being grateful is like the presence of the self. You get it? You want to get to a place where you're just grateful for being. And that whatever you receive, just icing on top of that cake. But more than anything, your whole being and presence is gratefulness. Reflection is something you do over a course of time. Of course, if you ain't do much in a day, ain't much to reflect on. So you better off letting things build up a little bit. That way you have something to deal with. But you want to reflect as often as you can without overdoing things. Like, you want to work on your flaws, then live the work out. And over time, naturally seeing what needs to be, trimmed down, so to say. It's like sculpting the self. You put in the work, you step back a little bit, let the self move about, and then from there you say, yeah, I need to do a little chopping right there, a little chopping over there, until you get everything perfect. But you being perfect is not like a means to an end of You get it? It's like you being clean is not a means of an end to you not having to clean yourself again. You gonna get dirty, so then you got to clean yourself again. But you get it? Keeping the self clean to where the self doesn't get too filthy bum that sleeps outside state. Not no disrespect to nobody that may be in that state. I'm just making an example. Like, even the person that ain't, let's say, a bum sleeping in the street, they still gonna get dirty though. But they just probably gonna clean themselves every day and keep up with it. Let's say the bum can't. And that, you get my point? Use any aspect of life like that. Like in regards to your being perfect as a person morally. You're gonna go through things that may you're gonna get dirty emotionally and mentally over the course of time, but you get it? The longer you let that transpire, then you become like the bum, where you mad dirty. Other than that, if you keep yourself clean daily, we speaking on a mental level and an emotional level, and you don't let it get so filthy where you like, avoiding mental and spiritual baths, then you won't ever get so filthy to that state. But don't look at it as something that you do and then you done. There's nothing but the works on the self, and that's it. Meaning it's just the self and the falling off of the self, or the fall of the self and the repicking the self back up. And this is how growth works. Kid falls off the bike, gets back on, falls off again, reaches a place to where he don't fall off the bike unless he get carried away and stupid with it. Other than that, he kind of got it. He not going to fall off it unless, like I said, he do something extreme and dumb. And this is how he is in life. We going to fall, get up until we get it. And everything going to be everything until we decide we want to be extreme and do something dumb. And you get my point? That's all life is. Life is just the dying and the resurrection. And every day you go to sleep or you die, and you resurrect in the morning. And that's all there is. It's the self becoming aware that can't nothing keep the self down. The self is a up. You get it? Some of y'all say, I'm miserable, Solace. Man, you are up. And you got a lot of down coming on you because you just won't accept, like, what I just said. You a thing that just won't stay down. Otherwise, why you wake up? And once you grasp that, then you can apply that in every aspect of your life. In regards to your works, your plays. You get it? Some of y'all get discouraged. You say, man, it ain't gonna work out. Ain't no such thing for you because you just can't be kept down. Y'all bring yourselves down. And become all the way self-aware. You'll realize that about self. Say, man, I be so up that I gotta bring myself down. Y'all make yourselves mad. Y'all find truly get yourselves. And outside of that, you get it? It's just you doing good things with your idle time or not. Peace and wisdom, Trill Chris. Make sure you apply it to your life. You're dating a female or a man and now y'all break up and you ready to kill yourself. Don't forget, this is what you are, a death and a resurrection. And so, one day gone and one relationship tarnished, another one coming. You can't stay down unless you dumb enough and make it that way. Other than that, y'all come to see ain't nothing to really worry about. except the dying and resurrecting. And y'all do it every day, so it ain't nothing to worry about. And all y'all had hardship and y'all overcame it, and then y'all went back in it and overcame it again. And you be crying all day about this shit, and you get it? You just haven't come to that realization that we just die and resurrect, and in every aspect of our being, just proving like failure and death ain't nothing. It's just something we overcome every day. That's how easy it is. So become self-aware, become aware of the life you are. Keyword, the life you are. Because y'all be reaching for the death. You can't be what you ain't. That's where you get it? That's where your problems gonna come from. When you keep intermingling and mixing it in with things that ain't what you is. This is why life is like that. Because you got the life in this death. And you get it? The two don't understand each other. Y'all not afraid of life because that's what y'all are. Y'all afraid of the opposite thing that y'all don't know. Again, if you lost and you say, Solace, I know you telling the truth. Because you're not scared of what you are. You scared of what you don't know. And you don't know what you ain't. Meaning y'all don't know death because y'all ain't death. And that, you get my point? That's what worry y'all. But if I ask y'all if y'all scared of life really, most of y'all look at it like I'm already in it. You are it, but you probably view it like I'm in it, so no. And that's how you know what you are. Whatever you are, you ain't worried about that. You ain't really got no awareness of that because that's you. And you get it? From there, y'all just gotta be life. Stop worrying about the death so much. When I say the death, we talking about the destruction, the down times, all the lesser and lower things. You don't have to worry about them. They just all the many things for you to resurrect from. You have to have something to resurrect from every day. You have to have a problem to overcome. And then you're going to overcome it even if you don't try to. Meaning some of y'all have problems. And even if you ain't putting no effort into fixing it, it still went on its way on its own. Some of y'all was a whole alcoholic and you don't drink anymore and you didn't do anything to stop drinking. You just almost killed your fucking self. You get my point? You was in a coma for 6 months, woke up and forgot you was a drunk. And that's how you overcame it. Like, if you pay attention to life, you'll just see that. Like, oh yeah, it's just mad low shit for us to like resurrect from. Otherwise, we just be up. And you get it? Ain't nothing for us to evolve beyond. And so you got to look at everything for what it is, It's just sleep for the morning. You going through a hardship right now? It's just sleep for the morning. Going through a bad breakup? It's just rest, child, for the morning. Make sure you get that rest, though. Don't waste that breakup bickering and all of that. Rest, child, and get to know self, and you get my point. Resurrection. Meaning you'll get it again whenever you want it. And you get it? So is every aspect of your life the same. Whatever you're going through that's bothering you, it's just night for the morning. And basically you the morning. So night have to come upon you. Meaning y'all are the awake, not the night. Or the unconscious. That have to come upon you, like. And so it's all an understanding, At 87 people, but only 35 likes. To the 35. Salam to the rest that didn't. They a part of the 35. Bro, how you gonna ask me for $20? The fuck? You gave back before, champ. How old are you? They be asking me because they know I'm generous. You gotta stop taking advantage. Be generous, it'll keep you blessed. That's what I learned from it. But you get it? 26 years old? Kinda old, champ. Just email me like you always do. He like my second kid. Well, he like my fifth kid, because it's a bunch of y'all. But email me. Whatever you talking about privately, man. D said, seems like 50% of relationships end badly. Relationships have to end so that you can resurrect. Stay in the same relationships, then that means there's no growth. The thing is, y'all don't know how to end relationships without it being negative. Y'all can part from yesterday. Well, y'all can't even do that. Y'all will carry yesterday's problems into the day. But do you get my point? If y'all learn how to not be so narcissistic, where you got to hold on and control everything, then you get it. A relationship ending ain't a bad thing. That don't mean y'all both cease to exist and y'all still can't be friends of some sort, or even just acquaintances. Like, oh, I know that person, we used to have a past together. You know, I kind of grew this way, they grew that way, but you get it? Everything's still good. Like, we don't talk every day, but there's no bad energy, anything like that. Y'all don't know how to move through life in that way. Where you get it? There's going to be night in the morning. There's going to be death and the resurrecting from it, but everything don't got to be negative or bad. Y'all make beautiful experience become negative instead of just transcending over into a new, kind of like graduating. You don't get mad at fourth grade and then start kicking fourth grade in the ass because you evolved to the fifth grade. And so maybe if that's your reality, maybe you're not evolving, you're devolving, and that's, I don't know, but y'all get what I'm saying overall. Peace and wisdom, D. Romeo Akbar, you said, I be wanting to pray, but how do I pray the right way to the right and true God and not the false God? God is within yourself. And of course, when you evolve into your higher self or your more perfected self, we speaking on a moral plateau. You won't have to ask for anything or have to pray for everything. Everything will be fulfilled as it's supposed to be fulfilled, you know, as you live. But so you're not in alliance with this God, so to say. You seeking it out in the world. So you get my point? And that, a lot of your prayers probably don't get answered. But the ones within self, they do. Meaning when y'all start crying within, not so much outside anymore, but when y'all start bringing all y'all fears and y'all crying into self, where y'all be like, I ain't nothing I could do, I give up. That's when y'all get that help that y'all didn't see coming. Y'all all gave up before, when you was like, I give up, it's over, fuck it. That's it. And then something happened and it wasn't over and it wasn't fuck it, but you was finished. Like that. It's already in you. It already know what's what. You just in the way because you trying to control things. You got to know when to back off and let, you get it? The God that we all share within do what it do. If it do nothing, then nothing is the way. And that's what's needed for the moment. You look at it like that. You and something divine share your body, and something low too, but you want to be in aligned. You want to be in aligned with. You want to be aligned with this higher thing. More than that, you want to get to a place where you don't need to pray for anything because there's nothing that you need. Need is a laziness. Truly think on what I just said. Need is truly just a laziness. And so you want to get to a place where you no longer need. That means you no longer desiring, because a lot of y'all have y'all desires and wants as needs. And you want to get to a place where you realize ain't no wrong and ain't nothing that can happen that's bad. There's just you living. You get my point? And there is nothing you need. Whatever you need is already here for you. Say I'm hungry, Solace, I ain't got no food. You have to go where food is. There's food in our forests, but you're in Babylon, so there's food there too, but you get my point? The animals in nature don't have this problem where they like, I don't have no food. So you gotta kind of look at things for what it is. Y'all good with nothing or a lot. It's still the same life and it's still the same day. And it's still what you make of it. And what you make of it is basically how you see it. And that you got some of y'all that's doing absolutely nothing right now, but you at peace within and you are enjoying yourself. And you probably gonna watch that fight or something on Saturday and you gonna enjoy sitting still, not doing too much with that either. And then you got others, man, they running all over the world killing themselves and they still ain't fulfilled. Or it could be vice versa. You sitting around, lingering around, doing nothing, and the person running around. But do you get my point? There's no one specific way you can say that it is. It's all a feeling. When y'all feel good and secure, then y'all don't be nitpicking and fucking around with each other and all of that indirect stuff. And that's how you know you good inside. When you don't have a desire to nitpick anymore and be petty. You know, pettiness is your poverty. You're gonna be as poor as you are petty. Now I'm about to depart. Hopefully everyone, received this video well. I didn't get to go through all the morals. I was gonna give y'all 6 different morals that y'all could work on, but morals is like dishonorable things. Morals is like honorable things, but you get it working on your morals, you looking out for the dishonorable aspects of yourself. And then slowly work on it. Give yourself a time limit to rid yourself of that flaw, that moral flaw. Same with physical flaws. Most of y'all probably rather start with the physical, but it's best to start with the mind and the emotional state. This is what interfere with the morals. The morals are your lacking morals morals is what's going to start to interfere with your emotional state and your mind. Having morals is how you keep problems away. Not having morals is how you're going to have problems. Because now you're dealing with an imbalance. So look at it like that. The more balanced and honorable are the more morals that you can have. Morals just being balance and honor. But you have many different situations in life. Meaning morals is just your being fair and honest. Fair and honest about what? Whatever the situation that comes. So this is how you work. You say for 30 days I'm gonna stop being unfair. Or for 30 days I'm gonna work towards ridding myself of being unfair. Like that. Throughout them 30 days you're gonna have different scenarios and situations that happen. Become aware if you're being fair. And if you ain't, hold yourself accountable. And once it become a repetition and you actually holding yourself accountable for it, then you're going to see how fast you stop doing it. And so it's all simple. That's a good thing, Joshua Clark. Pick one thing, man. Maybe you pick like, I'm gonna work towards being fair instead of going with favoritism, because we gonna go whoever we know in any situation. You might not even be being fair to yourself in this moment. Maybe you dating a female or somebody that's dealing with you when they taking advantage, and you're not being all the way fair with yourself or honest with yourself on it. Like that. You want to work on those things, because this is where your problems come. They come from like that. From there you pick, after you get fair down pat, then you move on to honest and being honest with yourself. Then start moving on that honesty, like we allow ourselves to like make ourselves feel better about certain things, but then this just becomes our stagnance, so to say. And so it don't even have to be situations like that. It can be anything, but you want to always be honest with yourself, because that's the only way you're going to be able to be fair. Meaning if you being emotional and you playing favoritism games in a situation, well, you have to be honest with yourself to stop it. Otherwise, you just keep going. I mean like that. You want to work towards being fair and honest, but pick one first. Work on that until you get it down pat, and move on to the next. From there, you have a foundation to build wisdom on. Otherwise, wisdom be whatever you want it to be emotionally. And the favoritism thing start popping up in all aspects of your life. Where instead of you following what's right, you following your favoritism. A lot of y'all live like that right now. You don't follow what's right and do what's right and align yourself with the right thing so your life could be on the right accord. You align yourself with whatever you like. You might be all over the you might be all over the place though, when you get at that. You can't trust your likes. You got to trust what's right. And so it's all simple. There you go, Joshua Clark. And so you have your works to do. Hopefully y'all start today or whenever y'all do. From there, y'all can reach out and ask for more, principalities and things of that, to apply to your arsenal in regards to perfecting itself and, making itself a pillar, something that can't be moved. It's just firm and solid. And you get my point? Yeah, I'll come back. Just make sure y'all all take a time out this video and give back in the next video I do. I'm not saying whether y'all do or not, but make sure y'all do that on y'all own. If you haven't given back, take this video, apply it to self, try to grow, whatever the case may be. And if you haven't paid your dues, get to doing that. In the next video I do, I'm gonna make sure I give y'all a list of morals, maybe 5 or so, and y'all can, work through them. Salam, Amy. Stay safe as well. Salam.